Hi, my name is Troy McGregor. I am a past nursery manager at the Ruth Bancroft Garden about 6 years ago. Still an active participant in this wonderful garden. Um, my role mostly at the garden was as nursery manager, and during that time I worked with the garden staff to introduce quite a few Australian natives. This wasn't brand new. Um, Ruth had access to quite a few really remarkable people in the horticultural trade that really influenced the plants she used in the garden. One of those early ones was Kathy Eccles, formerly of Midhill Farms. Kathy worked closely with Ruth to introduce her to some Banksias, some really pretty grevilleas, but most of these came from the floral trade in Southern California. Unfortunately, Southern California is a lot different to us up here in Northern California, both in soils and in climates. So a lot of these plants struggled to survive and didn't last too long in the garden, which unfortunately left a bad taste in everyone's mouth, and it gave a poor experience of the Australian natives. When I began here, I inquired about this, and we started talking more about, well, maybe we'll bring in plants that are more appropriate to the climate we have up here. So we started importing seeds from Australia, growing them in the nursery, and then filtering them out into the garden through our garden staff. And quite a few have done exceptionally well. To my right here might be mistaken for a cycad. It's actually a Dryandra. Dryandras are in the Protea family. Dryandra, since 2007, has been lumped in with Banksias, but on their own, they're a remarkable little plant. Today, I'm sitting here at 108 degrees. This plant hasn't skipped a beat, and we can point out a few other examples in the garden. All it took was correcting the soil to make it more acidic, getting the drainage better, so all of these beds were revamped, I believe starting in 2010, which really helped. So let's go and explore some more examples in the garden. This is Hakea lemaniana, or the blue Hakea, very rare. We're lucky to get some seed of this about 6 or 7 years ago. Grew it from seed, put it out into the garden. It's actually thrived quite well. When it does flower, the flowers are actually the color of my shirt, to give you an indication. Really nice plant. One of the other things we tried to do was bring in small shrubby acacias like this Acacia Denticulos, or the common name being sandpaper wattle, which is a very textural plant. They get a bit of a bad rap, the acacias. Some deserve it, but not always the case. We have some really nice examples in the garden.